we're going to do a breakdown of a comic who was from Vegas, and now he's in San Antonio. What?
I believe he started in Texas.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
So now he's back in San Antonio. Now, he's a big Trump supporter, and he posts a lot of crazy shit, a lot of stupid shit, a lot of anti-abortion shit, a lot of anti-Black Lives Matter shit. And normally, a lot of times, I troll people, but I also try to sway them and reason with them at some point. And this guy has a sometimes you think you're getting through to him, but then the next day he posts something fucking ridiculous. And he has a mode of deflection, and his mode of deflection is usually telling, if you're a comic, talking about how much you suck and how much he's killing it and how you're a failure. And his other mode of deflection is threatening people.
Yeah, he goes to violence a lot, and then he has a big thing that he does whenever he doesn't have a point to make or an argument that he can present because he knows he's lost, and he just posts a sarcastic GIF or GIF.
Oh, yeah.
Based on how you want to say it.
Yeah.
But that's his main retort. I would say 100% of the time it's violence. Or unless you do some fucking sarcastic shit.
Okay, so
I got away. I said,
what?
Did you see what he put up a status where he's wearing a mask at the gym, and he was like, sometimes you gotta sacrifice to make it to the gym or some shit like that. And I commented, compliance is cowardice, Gabriel.
Because he was wearing a mask? Yeah, he's a big anti-masker.
But he was like, hey, I do it for my fitness. So he did it for one aspect of his health, but not for other people's. I don't know. It's just silly.
Oh, yeah, I have anti-masker stuff on here somewhere.
I love that there's a term.
Yeah.
I was wondering what it was going to be. Anti-masker, anti-vaxxer, they're probably one and the same a lot of times.
Yeah, he said not wearing a mask was fighting the system. And then there was a thing about Nevada has the most, is one of the states with some of the most people that refuse, most anti-maskers. And Nevada, yeah, okay. And then he wrote, battle-born rebels to the core. And then he said, like, masks will turn into totalitarianism. Anyways, so we had a dispute, and I'll tell you what the dispute is. A minute, although it wasn't really a dispute, he posted something that was so fucking offensive, I didn't feel it was worthy of a response, so I just posted a clip of Donald Trump wishing that sex trafficker well at a press conference, and that really set him off. And he said, your loser troll existence is getting old. I'll be happy to put you out of your misery anytime you want. Yeah, so the thing that set me off was he was defending these disappearing, these like militia guys or whatever the fuck they are.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Is that he does at least have enough respect for your character to not be like, hey, I just kind of gave this guy a death threat. Like, you know what I mean?
I guess
like,
so.
He was just like, hey, he won't use this against me, even though he totally could, because that is a death threat. And like,
clearly,
you guys,
never
you
met.
have. I mean, I wouldn't use it against him because he's not gonna fucking kill you. But it's just really funny to think about. It would be a pretty funny bit.
Yeah.
But it would be very strenuous.
Dude, if he did, this
It'd be a pretty
this
funny
clip would
bit.
go viral, and it would make it totally worth it.
It'd be a pretty funny bit.
Although I'd be fucking really embarrassed in fucking heaven.
Exactly. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's like, it's also kind of a bitch move, but like, it's a funny bit.
But okay, so he was defending that, and he has posts about how like these aren't peaceful. BLM aren't. He was comparing BLM to. He was saying it was a Marxist conspiracy, comparing them to the KKK.
Which
he was saying black bag them, all this shit. He's like, we gotta fucking. We gotta black bag these people.
He also definitely doesn't know what Marxism is.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's for
he
sure.
probably just was like, yeah, it's like fascism.
Yeah, it's bad. Jordan Peterson said it was bad. So, all right. So this is the thing that really fucking aggravated me. So he wrote. So they're taking down all these Confederate statues and monuments, and then he said, and he was talking about that shit, and he said, oh, these are all the workout things. Oh yeah. He wrote, he was saying if you come into Texas, don't try that shit in Texas. By the way, they've been taking down monuments in Texas since 2017, but whatever. This isn't Portland or Seattle.
I thought they were just taking down the gay ones.
He goes, just don't or you will die. He's basically threatening to murder protesters. And so Saturday, a person of his ilk drove a car into a bunch of marchers and fired into a group of protesters and murdered some Quadro's fucking husband. And you would think, oh, wow, maybe he regrets that post. Well, in fact, he does not regret that post. He wrote a fucking post about saying, what did he say? He said, so she's single now? So that's who we're doing. Of course, he doesn't have that kind of humor in his comedy. You know, he saves that edginess for the internet.
I was about to say, dang, I mean, I mean, you know, I have a pretty dark sense of humor, and I would say, damn, it's a little too soon, bro.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, if the guy was a dickhead, you know what I mean? If he was a bad guy and that happened, that would be a pretty good line.
Yeah, dude. I wonder if like somebody's gonna come out.
That's
I wonder
pretty
if
surprising.
Yeah, you know how the right wing is, like how guys, you know, guys like our friend here that we're about to whose stand up we're about to break down. He's probably gonna come out and well, he was. It turned out he had a like a quadro, like he had a stump fetish.
I don't know if that's true.
No, whatever.
He's got something going on.
I don't know. Whatever. Guy
No,
died.
he's obsessed with his ex-girlfriend and like stalks her and shit.
Oh, you're talking about him? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tell that story. And what's up with this?
Oh, this girl who was like, I don't know. He's really dumb, and she like isn't dumb. I was very surprised when I found out
That they went out?
That they went out. Yeah. But she came to a mic one time. She never goes to mic because she mostly just sings and does poetry. And, like, she brought some dude, and Castile, like, got in the dude's face. And the guy was like, dude, will you leave me and my girlfriend alone, please? And then, like, I remember, like, probably a month or two ago, somebody posted some picture of some crazy woman, and he tagged this dude, and he says, your junkie bitch girlfriend. And the dude he tagged was obviously her.
So he's a stalker.
Yeah, he's also
right.
also unstable.
And we're gonna watch his stand up.
Let's do. I gotta read online.
It's an 8-minute clip.
This episode of Endtimes
what's that called?
Support Group is brought to you by Fago L'Orange. That is Fago L'Orange. Taste the beast. Okay, here we go.
Right.
If you want to see it, you can post the thing. It also just says my set, Jokesters Comedy Club.
Oh yeah, I'll post the link.
Yeah, get them some views.
Yeah.
Right, man. Right on. Oh man, I wish I was one of.
First, Jokesters is a comedy club that you get spots on if you take a class for
Yes.
the guy that. Okay, so
He did not. I don't think he took the class.
That's why. Oh, really? Okay.
I hope not. This is a horrible ad for it.
I mean, dude, like it's a stand-up comedy class. It never works out well for people. They're fucking. They're all scams.
All
like
right.
he's basically just bribing these people for time more than anything. Because like at least they can say they're doing a set at a club.
Bad investment. I would have waited.
Because when I first started, this kid came to the mic, the only mic I did when I first started, and he would be like, I'll be at like this Jokesters or whatever on Saturday, and I was like, how the fuck did this kid get a spot at a club? Because he's a hack. and then somebody was like, no, you get spots if you take a class there.
You know what? He must have taken a class and it just
that's
didn't
my
take.
guess. That's my guess. This is also very early on, which would also has something to do with it.
All right.
One of those comedians who would immediately come out on stage and just start like ego feeding the ladies. I'm just like, ladies, oh, you look so good tonight, ladies. Man, take notice of how good your ladies look. All the men in here looking at me just like, oh, man, this guy's gonna fucking make us play along with this shit.
All right, so starting off unlikable.
Okay, like I think this is kind of like meta humor, right? Because like he's doing like
It's
a
his
joke
attempt at
about
meta.
joke, but like it's like observational humor at the same time. Except there's like no humor, so it's just like observational.
It's
He's
just
like,
him literally being like, "Hey, some comedians do this, and I wanted to do that." It's
and then
just
everyone's like, "Yeah, so I've noticed that too."
yeah, if anything, but some people would also take it as, is he just shitting on other comedians? Why?
I think his ambition is
Because
to be
it kind
like.
of seems like he's shitting on what I would say.
We said I
now
wish I was like that.
older urban comedians.
Ah.
I think that's, or at least what he's implying, kind of who he's jabbing at.
Does it get
Oh,
louder?
yeah, he's right.
I don't know. There's not a
All the
stool.
ladies
So.
looking at me like,
Oh yeah, there.
he's good. I like him.
He wishes people thought he was good.
No, man, I love it here, man. I love it. Las Vegas, man. I'm having a good. I love having a good
so
time here.
uncomfortable.
And whatever you do, don't pay attention to anything I'm saying, because I'm high as fuck.
He has imposter syndrome.
Okay.
He always does. He does that all the time. Is I'm high as fuck.
It's usually the same line of, man, you don't know how high you are until you get up here. And it's just like, then stop smoking weed before you go on stage, you fucking retard.
Yeah,
Like,
dude. Like you probably smoked
That's
weed with
what
like
I
three
do.
other dudes who didn't mention it. Once
Yeah,
you're
like
out there.
if smoking before you get on stage makes you fuck up, then just don't. Or you know what I mean?
The
Don't-
main thing here,
Don't
though-
use it as some sort of crutch in case you mix up words or some bullshit.
Oh, I'm stoned. And if you don't believe that I smoke weed, I have a fucking marijuana leaf tattooed on my arm.
It's not a leaf, it's the chemical compound.
He wrote the, really?
Yes,
Yeah,
thank
the
you.
chemical compound
You know
that's
that
THC.
you know
That's
that
even
you're
worse.
high, man.
It's
When
very
you start
bad.
jamming out to songs you have no business identifying with, right? Like I was on the ride over here, and I was just like, started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team's coming. And then reality just like slapped me in the face. I was like, dude, you're driving a 99 Lumina. On
Okay.
E.
This is the premise of the song Royals.
Well, the funny thing is there's started from the bottom, now I'm here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team's fucking here. That's a real song.
Yeah,
It
it's a
just
Drake
has-
song.
Yeah, it just has it doesn't have that flow to it. And,
Yeah.
And he says the whole, like, started from the bottom, now I'm coming. But I tagged out that joke really hard one time whenever I was hosting at a
Yeah.
mic.
Oh, you heard him do this?
Yeah, he's done he's done this shit very often. You could probably it's probably still a go-to. But he did it at a mic I was hosting. I don't remember. I don't think it was Noreen's. But he got off stage and I tagged it up so hard and told him he could use it. Never did. But he said his car's on E. And I'm like, what's car ecstasy made out of?
Yeah, I was gonna say that same thing. I was thought that
And
too.
he was like, can I please use that? I was like, go for it. And then he never did. And I was like, this motherfucker
Dude.
doesn't want to tag up his goddamn jokes.
Well, he's an original.
Because
you
that
know?
thing popped. And like, that thing got a fucking pop. I was like, you're a
Dude.
fucking idiot, dude.
Yeah, but
A
if I was
quick
gonna do that
tag-
song,
A quick tag, take it.
I never did a bit about
Don't
that
let
song.
somebody write an entire punchline for you, but a quick tag.
Well, he doesn't have any punchlines.
That's a
Here's the
good
thing.
point.
That's the point. Like the Lord's. That's the premise of that song by Lord, that Royals song, and like
Oh, you're
that
right. I
song
never
has a
even thought
point.
about- That's actually a banger.
It's a very well crafted song with a fucking actual
it
point.
slaps. It has a very good hook and chorus.
I might
The
have did
beat
something
is
about the song.
Super simplistic, but very good.
At one point, I may have done something about the song and then just threw it away because it was just like, some nights you just fuck around. You don't keep anything. And like I think my go-to thing was like he started from the bottom of like the entertainment industry because like he was in Degrassi junior. He was at a junior high school.
In a wheelchair.
Yeah, in a wheelchair on a Canadian television show. Like he didn't start at the top like those Beverly Hills 90210 kids. He climbed all the way from the bottom of television.
He didn't do coke until he got into music. Those 90210 kids did cokes at the auditions, bro.
Yo, God, the
First
Gossip Girl
table
kids.
reads, they were fucking
Blake Lively lived it.
Gossip Girl, dude. That show randomly not that bad.
I
of a
love that show.
The
But-
one dude, Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck Bass.
Chuck Bass is the
Chuck
shit,
Bass is
dude.
the fucking
Somebody,
shit.
there's one episode. They're like, I think he's like trying to get with a girl, and she's just like, "Why should I even do that?" And he
He's
goes,
like, I'm Chuck Bass.
"Yeah." He just goes, "Cause I'm Chuck best.
And they had to
Just
make him a
like-
good guy because he was like the only interesting character.
No, making him a good guy.
They
I
slowly made
didn't-
him. They had him. He attempted
I
a
did-
date rape in the first episode.
Yeah, I
And by the
know.
end of the episode, like you're rooting for him to like, you know, he's like
I
the
mean,
mystery guy.
I
Like
guess. I mean, I think they've.
He was the Luke Perry of the show.
The whole time I watched the show, they kind of painted him as a scumbag.
yeah, but it was like this. They wanted him to be like the scumbag.
Oh yeah,
you
definitely.
Like.
He was my favorite character of the show.
He was everybody. Yeah, he was like the Luke Perry of the show. He stole the show.
He was the shit, dude.
That always happens in these shows. Like,
But who was that actor? Has he even done anything
oh,
else?
he's like some Ed something or other. He's a British guy. A lot of those guys don't really work
Chuck
or anything. But
Chuck Bass was
but
the
they start
shit.
at the top, dude. They started at the top, and like Drake, man, fucking 14-year-old girls wouldn't even talk to him back then.
Yeah, they didn't even know if his wiener worked.
They're like, I'm not really in a
They're like, "Does your
wheelchair.
wiener work?"
It's like, oh, I can't be with somebody who's disabled, and he's like standing. He's like, but I'm
What
not
if Drake
really,
was
it's
a
just a
method
show.
actor? What if Drake was like even as a kid was like a staunch method actor?
Oh yeah.
And fucking like every season while they were shooting Degrassi, he didn't get out of that fucking wheelchair except for like use the bathroom, and that was it. Like everything else he did in the wheelchair.
I'm a method actor. I have a catheter.
Oh fuck! I've had a catheter. It's not worth it.
Oh.
You were still at the bottom. Nothing has changed. Oh man.
Now you're killing it every day at 6
I want to
a.m.
tell you guys a little story.
Another thing
I used to have a beard, right? So like if you look at old.
Another thing I've always loved is whenever his best segue is, "Oh man," and then
Oh,
he just
man.
goes, and then that's it. I love that.
He is so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know.
advertisements of me,
I
like,
like
it'll be
just
a big
being
beard.
silent for a few
And a lot of people
seconds.
come up and tell me that all the time. They're like, "Why'd you shave the beard? Why'd you shave the beard, man? What happened to the beard?" I'm gonna tell you
can
guys
see your
why I
stupid
shaved my
face
beard
now.
Right now. I wanted to get laid. I'm just telling you the truth.
This is kind of a
I
weird
wanted to get
joke. It
laid.
might actually be sort of
They
good.
say chicks dig dudes with beards. That's all horse shit.
I mean, I know he
The
likes
only
beards.
chicks that dig dudes with beards
Nailed it.
are other dudes with beards. That's it.
This
That's
is
the
just
only
for fun.
play I
No
was
hard
getting at.
feelings. He has hard feelings
Just
because he thinks you're a
rubbing
fascist.
my lips rough, man. You can't deal with that. No,
Yeah. Hey,
dude, man, I did a show.
there's a theme in going
last
through
week,
this, dude.
I love this too
Okay.
because he goes, "I did a show this past week, and it's a mic." And I love when people do that shit.
Oh, where
when
he
they
goes, "I did a
refer to
show."
a mic and say they tell a story of something that happened at a mic, and they're like, "So I was doing the show."
Yeah.
It's just like, dude, it's like, I guess it's a good thing because it adds stakes, so it can make it seem more like serious in a way, but it's still funny to me.
Dude, I will be referring to myself as an open micer until I hit, say, 50 grand in a year.
Dude, well, like, if I ever did a special, because when we first started me and Hugo were just like, we just want to do fives, dude. Fives forever. Like, tens top. And like, I realized one day watching a Tell's Roadwork special that's kind of, I mean, it's not like what he did. Mm-hmm. He didn't just do 5-minute sets, but it's like 5-minute
Oh, he
cuts
cut, yeah.
from him doing clubs around the country.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same premise.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that's a pretty. I love David Tell.
Dude,
He's a
I
fucking
literally
genius.
when in Chicago, I do like when I usually like three, when I do 3, maybe 4 like 20-minute things, and like 20 to 25 minutes, and those were literally my set list was literally broken into 5-minute chunks, because everything is written.
That's what you got to do.
Because you just wrote it and you memorized it and you rehearsed it in 5-minute chunks. So you just have that one, 5, you know.
Yeah. Well, I
And then
kind
that
of
was
just
the
have
set.
a list of jokes. And I
There's a
keep it,
running
so.
theme here that's completely unintentional of him being
Racism.
gay. You would think, but he's not honest enough. But this is the first one. This is the first joke where he basically says he's gay. Now, me personally, I would only have like, now, I'm hacky enough to do like a, oh, maybe I'm gay bit, you know, but I do like one. But if I were doing like a
And it's
bunch,
like you're gay for midgets and pussies dressed like ninjas. It's a very creative gay bit.
I would be. This is why self-awareness is important, and I would be like, maybe I'm gay, like through the whole set, and then I would end the set with me sucking a guy's dick as the closer.
That would be a fucking. If you did,
That'd be the greatest special
just
ever.
20 minutes of fucking.
Maybe
gay
I'm
jokes.
gay, maybe I'm not.
And
Yeah, totally homophobic.
Yeah, and then just a dude comes out.
Oh
and
yeah,
suck his dick.
that
to
would be
completion.
awesome if you wrote a whole
It's
20-minute
sucked his
like
dick to completion.
totally homophobic set, and then you go, all right, now the receipt.
Dude just walks out. Fluffed, and you just get down there and go, dude.
I earn those jokes.
That's a fucking.
Dude, I earn those jokes.
That's
Yes.
like an art project.
Massively homophobic, but I suck the guy's cock.
It's just
That's
like-
gotta stand for something.
Yeah, it's like he comes, you swallow, and you're like, so we're cool, right? End of special.
Woke, motherfuckers.
Yeah. We're even. I swallowed enough of a load. I sucked a dick for 20 minutes to do 20 minutes of gay jokes. Okay, guys.
God, those black jokes are really gonna hurt.
God damn. Oh, wow.
A gay club, and I didn't know it was a gay club. I just a lot of times I just.
I think he's talking about Hamburger Mary's, and
That
there's
is-
no way you don't know that's a gay
the
club.
and it's full on Studio 54 when I walk in. Like
There's like a bunch of
6'5"
locations
drag
of
queens,
Hamburger
beautiful
Mary's,
walking
isn't
It's a
around.
franchise,
yeah. I didn't even know
And, like,
that.
This like shirtless, like big bear man walking around handing out shots. I'm like, whoa, what am I doing here?
It's nothing like
And,
this. I've done this
it's
show that he's talking about.
a drag show. And what
It's
they
a
do
talent
is they
show.
bring up a drag queen. She does 10 minutes of like Aretha Franklin, Diana Ross, like ensemble. There's like midgets, like
There's no
she's
midgets.
changing outfits. It's beautiful.
Very
It's a
nice
lot of
staff.
fun. And, then
No
they bring up a
fisting, none of
comedian,
that.
Right? He does 10 minutes of comedy. They get all they continue so on and so forth. So I did my thing, right? I get off stage. I hadn't done this kind of show before, so I go up to the host and I was like, hey man, what did you think? How do you think I did? And he looked at me and said, man, you did really great. And I'll tell you what, next time I'll let you perform as a comedian. So that
All right.
All right, now hold on. He tags this by saying, yeah, because I got long hair. Because he wants the audience to know that the guy meant that he thought he was a drag queen. He didn't mean to say that you were so bad at comedy that people just thought you were talking.
I didn't get that. Honestly, maybe until I watched this when you sent it to me. I
Yeah.
was like, oh shit. I thought the guy was just talking shit. I thought like he just stole a really good line from the guy that runs
yeah.
Hamburger Mary's and just got him with a burn.
Yeah, I
dude.
got just dissed him.
And
he
then
goes,
and then
"Yeah,
I
fuck."
guess he was wearing women's clothes. And I mean, I don't know why he didn't. If the guy didn't know he was doing comedy, I mean, he had to lip sync. I'm mad that I never did Hamburger Mary's. I have
Hamburger Mary's
so
is
much.
great. The
Dude,
hamburgers are good.
dude, in lockdown, I have so much RuPaul Drag Race fatigue.
That should be the first thing you
I've
say.
watched a retarded amount of that show because of Liz, and I think
they'd love that.
Oh, I think it's fucking hilarious.
I think if you had just all drag fucking queen material, and they're like, dude, all I did during
It
COVID.
is catty, dude. Like
No,
some of the shit.
When
the
you
most
say
of-
that, they'll be like, yeah.
Oh, dude, I know. I laughed super hard the other night. The most offended I've ever seen one of them get at something another one said was they were like doing like they were actually singing for this thing. It wasn't like a lip sync, and they were on like groups of two. And one girl was like, when she's going ah, like that. And
Yeah.
she turns around and she goes, listen, you're doing too much Christina. Don't. And like, and this girl's fucking face was just like, and like, it just went from like, oh my God, I fucking died laughing.
I know what that means too.
Oh yeah, Christina Aguilera. Like,
Yeah,
that's, yeah, exactly. That's
those
what it
songs
was.
they're indecipherable.
Exactly, but it was so funny how mad that she got. Like, it was, oh my God, it made me so happy. And I'm learning all kinds of terms that I never verse.
Yeah, what's
you
that?
know what a verse? That's a person that's down with both top and bottom. That's a verse. That's the term for that.
Top and bottom?
Yeah. Like
Oh,
a
that's
gay
called-
dude, a gay dude that's down.
Oh, in
for,
kink they call it switch.
or yeah, that's the nice way they say it on. And also they have kind of offensive shit on there to a lot of people.
Yeah.
That would be like every episode when they get a challenge, the screen goes, boo, woo, you got she-mail. I'm not even fucking kidding. Like,
Does it do it in that voice?
yes, it goes, you got she-mail. And then RuPaul pops on the screen and tells them what their, like, whole theme and bullshit like that is that week. It's so fucking funny.
Wow.
Dude, that show is, like, 90% comedy.
Okay,
Like,
I'll watch
the
it.
people that win it are the funniest
Okay.
at all times. There is a season where the winner was a stand-up comedian.
That's awesome.
They usually have a stand-up competition, like, challenge, and then it just ends up being them all roasting each other. Because fuck writing jokes.
Hey, man, I got the long hair for a reason, right?
There it is.
And I gotta be careful. You know, I have to be careful at these gay clubs, right? These gay parties, because like I don't know about you, but I'm the kind
I
of
might
guy
wanna
at
suck a
these
dick.
parties, man. Like the longer I hang out at these gay clubs, like the gayer I get. Like I don't know why.
Second,
I don't know why that is. Like at first,
I don't
just
count
like,
the drag
"Oh,
thing
I'm
as
just
gay."
hanging out. You get a couple of wines in me, just a little tequila, and suddenly I'm just like
I'm gargling balls.
Just hanging out, like singing Diana Ross myself. And thunder.
That's not Diana Ross.
The way you make me feel is exciting.
It's frightening.
Oh, man,
That's it's knock on wood. That's not Diana
That's
Ross.
a completely different era of music, is it not? Like,
I don't. Yeah. Well, he also made a Studio 54 reference. Is he like fucking like 60 or something? It's possible.
he's just like...
Dude, why,
No,
his
it's so-
references are really old, dude, and that's me coming from me. I got a Miami Vice bit.
Whenever, I mean, the first way he said thunder kind of sounds like a song by a band. Fuck, what's it called? What's the band called? It's a real...
Thunder, AC/DC.
It's like, no, it's like thunder.
Isn't that
feel the
AC/DC?
Thunder, dum, 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 lightning in the thunder. It's like a very...
Oh, that song. Is that Imagine
is-
Dragons or
Imagine
something like
Dragons,
that? God,
yeah,
that's
what
bad.
I thought. That's what I thought he was doing. I
No,
was
he's
like-
doing knock
I was just
on
like-
wood.
I was just
I
like,
actually
yeah.
watched that clip the other day.
I was just like, I mean, when people say that band is gay, that's not what they mean.
No, I told a friend of mine, right? I saw a friend. I was like, "Hey, man, I did this comedy show at this gay club. It was a lot of fun." And you know, I'm from Texas, so he's kind of backwoodsy, right? He goes, "Well, what's going on, man? You're telling me you turned gay?" I was like, "What? Like turned gay? I was like, they're not vampires."
Okay,
bro.
I don't want to be fucking petty, but
They
he
don't
just
turn
said
gay. They're born that way.
the more gay clubs he goes to, the gayer he gets.
And then he says,
So
they
I
don't
mean,
turn.
this is how easy. This is why this guy doesn't debate.
Oh yeah, and he tried to put that thing about the what's it? It was like some source being hypocritical because they had a thing about like COVID transmission.
Oh, yeah,
and
'cause
then
then they-
another one that was like, oh, actually, it's different findings, and they were like 3 weeks apart. And it was just like, yeah, that's how, science works. You discover stuff, and they're like, oh, new stuff. Like, that's 3 weeks. That's a lot of time.
And then he just responded with a gif.
Yeah, and it was just like, yeah, just
He's like,
they're,
"I'll kill you.
they're hypocrites, and it's just like,
I'll
what?
kill you."
No, that wasn't enough.
He's like,
to,
"Fuck you, Gabe. Your comedy
Wouldn't it be funny if that's
career's
the way it worked?
done."
Like if like my friend, he's like walked past me and it's like he bit me on the
He
shoulder.
doesn't have
I was like,
friends.
"Hey Raul, why'd you bite me?" He's like, "You're ours now, bitch."
Okay, he's talking about gay vampires. By the way, that's called Interview with a Vampire. He's like taking premises from other shit and turning them into bits.
really? That's the premise of Interview with a Vampire?
Well, I mean, it's pretty. I mean, they
I've
don't.
never
you
seen that
don't
movie.
see it.
I've always wanted to.
Well, yeah, there's a scene where Tom
is
Cruise.
it kind of like a parallel, more or less? Like, it's not direct, like, hey, these vampires are turning people gay?
Well, Tom Cruise in one scene when he first meets Brad Pitt is he's like, "I want to suck your cock."
Right. I mean, vampires have always been kind of gay.
They're kind of boyfriend and girlfriend. They're kind of boyfriend and
Other
boyfriend.
than Blade, vampires have always been gay.
They adopt a fucking kid. He kills Tom Cruise, or Tom Cruise dies. I can't remember. And then he hooks up with Antonio Banderas. Yeah, it's like the '90s, but it's pretty much understood that these vampires are gay.
And dude, now they have 2 ways of transmitting AIDS.
Well, dude, there's a metaphor for that too in it too. Like if a vampire eats like a dead person's blood, then they like start getting old and
They can only
it's like
suck
bad. It's like
living
AIDS.
blood.
Yeah, it's like it's sucking on AIDS.
That was basically that whole movie. It Follows was just like it was just like people would get followed by this creepy thing when they would have after they'd have sex or some shit.
Pregnancy.
I never saw it. I think it was more related.
It's
to
not
STDs.
following you. It's a fetus. It's still attached to your body.
Start to feel that love and weird.
You're
No, I
dragging
think
it.
it was STDs. But
It's like, oh, I already feel it.
keep going.
Oh! Oh man, no, I'm so silly sometimes, man. I love this stuff.
I love that. I love it when somebody says that. I'm
I
so
wanna take
weird,
this.
aren't I?
I was driving down the
Aren't I?
road, right?
Aren't I?
And I'm coming up to the four-way stop.
I look at
and
things
see a guy,
differently.
He's got a sign that says, "My son is too cute to die from cancer." It was heartbreaking. So I gave him a couple bucks, and I kept driving. And I thought about it, and I was like, well, he kind of worded that like there are kids that are ugly enough to die from cancer. Like if that's the way we do.
They're called autistics. I'm just kidding.
Dude, I was thinking about that after I heard this bit, and I was like, how I would
Honestly,
do it.
this
Like,
really isn't that bad of a.
it's a good idea.
Yeah, it
it's a
really
good
isn't that
idea, but
bad
I
of
would
an
do it.
idea.
But I mean, like, you kind of got to lean into something like that. You got to be like the kid dies,
No,
like
he's
the ugly
setting it
kid
up
dies
too
of
much,
cancer.
I think.
Okay, so like the ugly kid has terminal cancer, and the doctor is trying to assure the parents, and like, don't worry, no one was ever gonna fuck her anyways.
That's
Hey, my neighbor has
different direction. I probably would have just made it shorter and
Yeah.
then moved on and then done the I'm silly.
My
thing.
neighbor has a bumper sticker on their car that says "My cat is a Republican," and it got me so angry that I snuck over one night and gave their cat an abortion.
Dude, all cats are lib. Everyone knows that.
Do it like we're like, and I because I'm a fucked up dude, right? I'm kind of twisted. I saw this
Yeah,
in my head,
you
right?
told us. I
So see
thought
this,
you're
like,
silly
cute
and
little girl
twisted.
running up to
Thanks
the
for letting
doctor.
us know.
She's like, oh, right over here, Cadence. This is what we'll be doing your chemotherapy. And like another kid, less favorable child, like runs up,
Oh
and
my
the doctor's
God.
like, hold on, little buddy.
Yeah, I gotta post the
We
link
got
here so you
another
can see
room
the
for you.
body language.
I don't know what the fuck's in that room. I don't even want to know. We're just gonna keep that like that. No, I don't know. Has anyone seen that movie Ant-Man? Anyone check out that movie? Anybody? I was a little disappointed. I thought it was gonna be about a cross-dressing uncle.
No, that's Aunt Man.
Another one.
You're thinking of Aunt Man.
Another one though. I will say, not that bad.
It's not bad.
But another thing I will say, Ant-Man also was pretty decent. It's the first and last superhero movie I've seen for probably 8 years in between, if not more. And it's really funny. It's a funny movie. Like the action's decent. Like the whole, it wasn't bad. I got it for Christmas for some reason.
I thought it was okay.
And so
It's
I
got
was
Michael
like-
Douglas, right?
Um,
Yeah, Michael Douglas and
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd, yeah.
And what's that dude's name? Is also in it. The guy that does at the cinema, I think. No, it's not that guy.
Heidegger?
No, it's. Is it that dude that
Eric Wareheim?
No, Heidecker's friend on
Neil Hamburger?
Yeah, I think Neil Hamburger might be in it.
Neil Hamburger might be in it.
I think he might be one of his friends.
I think Aunt Man's a good name for like a porn parody. Like you're like Uncle Ted, but he turns into Aunt Man at night.
And they say that dolphins mate for life, right?
There it is, dolphin bit.
It's another dolphin. They stay together. They don't leave each other, right? I call bullshit.
Dolphins don't mate for
Because
life.
when I let go of that dolphin,
Dolphins
he
are
swam
sluts.
away awful quickly.
Yeah, they're the only other.
And then he stalked the dolphin for a year and then went to an open mic and tried to harass the dolphin's boyfriend. And
That is funny, yeah, because dolphins are the only other animals that enjoy get pleasure from sex, other than I guess the natural I'm putting
Yeah.
more things. And two, that's a bit about penguins that's been done hundreds of times.
Oh, really?
I've heard that bit done.
So he just
about
changed the
penguins.
animal?
Yeah.
Because mammals, because dolphins don't
And
mate for life.
penguins do mate for life. That's like a real.
So that's
a
way
real thing.
funnier. Penguins are way funnier to fuck.
Yeah, and more fuckable.
And that's also very confusing because there's most people that do dolphin bits are about how dolphins are sluts.
And Happy Feet was better than Flipper.
Never seen Flipper.
But you've seen Happy Feet?
I've never seen Happy
Okay, I was about to say, that's random. I've seen it because my little brother and sister loved the shit out of that movie when they were 3 years old.
I've seen March of the Dolphins. It was a really short movie because they just threw the dolphins onto ice and then filmed them.
I was not coming back. No. I got one more thing to share with you guys, and I got to get the fuck out of here before they can find out I'm still up here.
That's imposter syndrome. By they he means the Marxists, and by Marxists he means the Jews.
By they he means all those fuckers in masks trying to bring him down. All right.
Is something I've been telling a lot of people, right? No one's listening to me, so I'm just going to keep on saying it until
Yeah,
I do, right?
it was Neil Hamburger.
I want to marry an Irish girl. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, I want to marry an Irish girl. Hear me out. I lose people on this one. Hear me out. I want to marry an Irish girl because I feel like Irish people and Mexican people are pretty much the same, right? Let's examine the evidence. People don't like us for the same reasons. People don't like Mexican people because we like to drink, we party a lot, and we can outwork everybody. People don't like Irish people because they drink a lot, they like to party, and they can outwork everybody. So we should just combine our powers, and with our Catholic roots, we'll outbreed
Your
everyone.
Catholic roots, wow.
We'll drink and drink and drink and drink and drink and drink and
Ew.
drink. Then we'll fuck and fuck and fuck and fuck and fuck and fuck and fuck. And then more drinks, more drinks, more drinks. More sex, more sex, more sex. And then suddenly...
Oh my fucking god.
Another thing, he has many a time shit on guitar comics, which I kind of get, but you can't do that bullshit.
That's so bad.
You can't
Any
do
kind
that
of
bullshit.
racialist shit, like I don't know. Oh god, it's so played out. Like I do a bit like where it's a parody of that Dan Ninen joke where I go like, he's got a joke that goes like, I'm half Indian, half Japanese. I buy my sushi at 7-Elevens.
I mean, anybody that's mixed race has that fucking joke.
Yeah, so I do.
Half
Yeah.
this, half that. So I do this stereotype.
Yeah.
It's honestly like.
So I do.
I'm surprised it's not at the point where everyone's just like, ugh.
Yeah, I do.
Because it is
It
really
is
played
gross.
out.
I do. So I do.
You gotta. I think if people are gonna do that, they gotta get super weird with it.
I say.
For a while, I was like, I'm mixed. I'm half white, half vanilla, and just stopped it at that.
Yeah. But mine's
Never
like
worked.
my mother's. My mother's is Irish, and I'm Irish, on my father's side. So I buy all my potatoes at liquor stores.
I was like, I'm half white, half vanilla, so like, shit is often too salty, and I really love the Container Store.
The world will be filled with...
And the most hack, which I'm surprised he didn't bring up, try to work in there, is credit score somehow.
Dude, if I was mixed, I'd do a bit like,
Dude,
oh god, a credit score bit.
All the credit score, God, that shit.
I would do
is
like
so.
I would do like a joke like I'm half Japanese and half Indian, so which means I have very interesting cultures on either side of my family.
I'm half white, half vanilla, which means I shouldn't make jokes about other races.
Little Patty Rodriguez.
I'm half white and half white, so.
Yes, and that's the
Juan O'Shaughnessy. There's not a lot of O'Shaughnessy's. This isn't Gangs of New York, dude.
The funny thing is, I was watching soccer, and there was a guy whose name was like Jose like O'Connor or some shit like that. And so it's kind of like the basic thing. That dude was probably half Hispanic,
I'm half Hispanic.
Irish.
I'm
I
ha-
mean, the half Hispanic part was probably like Portuguese or some shit like that. But
here's the main part. A lot of these are just premises that he's repeating, and then they don't actually turn into jokes.
yeah, no, he doesn't know how to wrap anything up. That's why he just goes, I'm silly.
Or he just goes, he just goes like he's driving, and then he hears that song and started from the bottom, and then he's driving his car shit. He's like, wow, that's a bit.
You want to take a break?
Yeah, sure. Well, that was fun.
It was fun.
Jesus Christ.